Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
And a good morning. Welcome into the sports section here on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. We are live, as always, at Barn Wired on the south side of the square in Sigourney at 119 East Marion. You can call in at 641-622-9912. You can stop in, of course, and get some coffee and breakfast to get going on this Saturday. Should be a nice day here in southeast Iowa. All right, we've got a nice show lined up for you today. We're going to start with EBF girls track. We're going to have North Mahaska girls track on here momentarily. But first, let's go to our host, Jenny Hobbs. Jenny, we've got a screen full of EBF girls today. Take it away.
Yeah, a lot of rockets here right here now going on. Well, we're just going to go around and introduce yourself, what grade you're in, and what event you participate in.
I'm Ella Ray. I'm a senior, and I throw disc and shot.
I'm Lacey Taylor. I'm a junior, and I run 100-meter hurdles, 400-meter hurdles, and then like sprint med and distance med.
I'm Claire Hayward. I do the 3,000, the 15, 4x4, and yeah.
I'm Coach Jensko.
I'm Molly Schaefer. I'm a senior, and I do high jump and 200s and 400s.
I'm Kate Schaefer. I'm a senior, and I do 400s and 400 hurdles.
I'm Chloe Lyon. I'm a senior, and I do all types of hurdles, and then wherever coach needs me.
Excellent. That you got it right there. Excellent answer, right, Coach?
That's correct.
Hey, Coach, tell me how many girls you got out this season, a little bit of how your season's going. Did anybody go to Drake? Those sorts of things.
Yeah, we started off with 26 girls. It's on our roster currently, and we have a few of them that are injured. Our season this year has kind of went, how I thought it was going to go. We ended up with being conference champs. We won many meets last year and, had a lot returning this year as well. So we have not scored below third place.
Good.
In one meet, and we've won 2 meets and got second place in the last couple meets. So, yeah, we're doing really great.
Good. I guess I don't even know what to ask you. There's so many of you. What's it looking like for conference and districts?
Well, we have conference that it's coming up next Tuesday. We go over to Sheraton with the boys and the girls. There's events that we're very strong in. There's events that have some potential to be, right up there first and second. We have some events, obviously, with every team that still needs more improvement, too. And, we're coming off of having our 4x4 going to Drake Relays this year. And,
good.
Great performance from all that participated in that. And, we're just looking still. I feel like at this time of the year, we've got still improvement to do in comparison to what we have last year. And so the weather looks great for next Tuesday. So you have great competition. It seems like in our district right now, we've got some very, very good runners, very strong teams. So the competition will be, very strong as well. So, and then you look ahead to the next week of having a meet just to, to kind of wind down our season. And then, district season comes in on that Tuesday, which it looks like in comparison to the rest of the 2A field that we have a very strong district. But
is Pella Christian in with you guys?
Pella Christian is with us.
Doggies, I saw they got some fast times.
Yep, they sure do. But the thing is with that, they run fast, we run fast. That's one thing that's about our district, and we've been noted since we've been hosting districts a lot, in the past several years that we seem to get some fast teams, and we seem to get places in the state that may be even up to 5th place sometimes. It's not unusual out of strong districts to get 3rd and 4th places that make it on time also.
Well, and I always like to say, sometimes the gazelle beats the cheetah.
Yeah, exactly.
They outrun the cheetah.
Yeah,
sometimes.
And I really think we got a lot of room for growth, so, that's for every single person that's on our team. I just think that we still can improve and even get better with times that we have right now.
Good. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about, go around, we'll say what you like about track. What's your favorite part of track?
I think my favorite part is definitely the team atmosphere that we have. It's more of like a family than it is a team. We're all kind of like sisters on the team, which is really nice to have that like camaraderie between each other.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like the team aspect is really cool. You know, everyone cheering each other on, and even like people from other schools. You know, you're all like running the same thing, so you're just encouraging each other.
I'm also going to agree on the family and also the community. We have a great team of like parents and everyone in the town that like supports us, which is pretty awesome.
What I like about track is that it's kind of different from other sports in the aspect that it's kind of individual but still like team oriented at the same time.
My favorite part about track is just the competitive aspect to it. You're always competing against someone else. You see the same people at the same meets most of the time, and it's just super fun just to be able to duke it out at the end to see who has more left in the tank.
I guess it's just the fact of like workouts may be hard, but like we all cheer each other on and push each other to become like the best version of ourselves in a way, and just like the morale boost we get at the end of each meet or end of each practice. It's just a awesome atmosphere.
And I think that's a good point too. Is like when you've done something, you feel good about it. It might not have been pleasant, but at the end, it's always rewarding. How many of you were on the volleyball team? Congratulations. Sorry, I watched that. It was awesome. Huge fan. Okay, now let's talk about seniors. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Yeah, that sort of thing. And how many days do you have left? What's the countdown to?
9.
9.
I know, I counted.
We'll start with you.
Yeah, senior. Go ahead. Seniors, where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Major in or work or whatever?
I plan on running cross country and track at Indian Hills Community College next year to major in, I think, nutrition, something like that.
I'm planning on going to Simpson College to throw on the track and field team, and I'm going to study business management and minor in entrepreneurship and marketing.
So what business are you going to run when you get big?
I want to be a hairdresser.
All right.
Yeah.
Excellent. And thank you, because I've always told all my students that are going to go on to that, they just go straight into cosmetology school. I'm like, get a business degree. You want to be the boss.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to own it. Okay.
I plan to attend UNI to study exercise science and play volleyball.
I also plan to attend UNI to study exercise science and play volleyball.
I'm going to Liberty University for a pre-med degree.
Ooh. Hey, there you go. Stepping out of the state. I like it. Okay, so what are you looking forward to for the end of the season? Maybe it's a new PR. Maybe it's go to state. Maybe it's, I don't know, to collect the most clothespins. Are you guys into that? Okay. Okay. Because I finally had my junior high kids. We made some because every meet. We got pinned and we don't have anything to pin, so we made our clothespins. But anyway, what's your goal for the rest of the season?
I think one of my top goals is to break 110 on disc and then break 35 on shot.
I'd say one of my goals is going sub 16 in 100-meter hurdles, and then just looking forward to state, and like the end of the season is always really fun.
I hope to keep lowering my 400 time in the 4x4 and also looking forward to state.
I think one of the things I look forward to, just with each individual here is, for them to lower their times, enjoy the moment. I have no doubt that, these guys are capable of doing that. But overall, you think of track and field, and not a lot of kids, think that track and field is a team sport or it's fun but once you get out and you do it and it enhances your other sports, and just like they said, they love the camaraderie, they love being with it with a team that I think a lot of kids are missing out. Mm-hmm. And it's a sport anybody can do. You don't really have to have too much skill, except now we refine your skill as a runner and find whatever works for them. They don't even have to be a runner. Ella, she just shot and disc, that's all she does. And so we've got kids that, love to do that type of aspect too. So, my hopes is for them to, by the end of the season, get to that point of making those PRs and feeling good about it, no matter where they land. If they go to state, not go to state, just as long as they enjoy the moment as well.
Yeah, I'm excited for conference and districts coming up. Those are just 2 really big meets, and hopefully we see a lot of PRs from everyone on our team.
Yeah. I'm also just looking forward to conference and districts, just rising to the occasion and stepping up and hopefully helping our team get some points where they need it and hopefully making it to state too.
Personally, I'm going to try to figure out high jump here and just keep chipping away at my times.
Good deal.
I do have to comment on some of that.
Oh, that's great.
Chloe, as she said, she's kind of one of those versatile runners where I could put her probably anywhere I need her. And so last week I'm thinking, okay, thinking ahead to conference, you want to fill all your events, try to get as many points as you possibly can. And I've had a opening in the high jump all season long. And so I'm like, Chloe, hey, would you like to try high jump? She is so positive about trying anything. Sure, I'll do it. And hey, she didn't get last place at the last meet, and she picked up points as well on her first time doing it. So we're going to pursue that and just kind of keep her in there and see where we go. And at least she's having fun doing it, I hope, right?
Hey, as long as you clear opening height, you're happy,
She
right?
did. She did last week, so that's perfect.
But, geez, I don't know what else to ask. What's mentally, let's talk about before a race. What are you thinking mentally, like preparing yourself? Do you have a routine you do? What's going through your head? Anybody? Whoever wants to. Does somebody have like a crazy routine or anything?
I don't really have a routine, but I actually stole this from another one of our seniors, Caroline, and we just quote the verse, "The Lord is our sword and our shield," and we just say that over and over before our race, and it's a very calming aspect, and it just kind of calms us down and gets us in the right mindset.
Good, excellent. Because I think that's important to clear the mechanism. You know, like don't be fired up already. Don't get tense already. Okay, I want to know your strategy. Do you throw 2, save 1, throw 1, save 2, or whatever? Probably high school meets you get 4 throws. Do you get 4?
Yeah.
So what's your strategy going into your throws?
I feel like I always have to keep in mind that I get 4 throws every meet. So if I don't have a very good throw or I scratch one, that's okay. Just do better on the next one. It's more of getting in a mindset of push yourself a little bit harder this next time. Just put your all into the next throw. Don't hold anything back, really, because they give you 4 throws for a reason.
Do you try to get the first one or long jumpers or anything? Is the first one you get a mark and then go crazy? Like just let her go?
Yeah, I definitely think
or-
it's important to get like a starting mark. That way if you were to scratch a couple more or something were to happen, you'd at least have a mark that could possibly place. I definitely think that's important, but other than that, it's really just I like to get my first mark down and then kind of see where to go from there.
All right. Okay, let's do a poll. How many of you play basketball? All right. How many of you play softball? All right. See, well, and I'm getting to the point where here's these, they're state runner-ups in volleyball and all this stuff, and awesome at track, and awesome at basketball, and awesome. You can do it all. You can. I mean, 2 Division I athletes back here, and I think it's super important that everybody knows that you can participate in multiple activities and be highly successful. And if you all do it together, it makes every team at your school better. So then you're super successful. I can't remember what I was going to say. Dang. You guys have something to add?
Let's throw it over to Coach here. Now, Coach, you did volleyball and now track. What are your thoughts about these girls, about this graduating class? Obviously, you guys have probably had a very special bond the last few years.
Yeah, we've, been blessed with these individuals, and, not all the time do you, come across every single class having this type of caliber kids. And so, I think when they were freshmen, I'm thinking, oh, great, we got them for 4 years, and all of a sudden now 4 years has gone by, and it's just kind of like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? But, you look at what they've set and just the models that they have and the influence they have on like the other kids. I can kind of see that, in some of these younger athletes that we have, that they're going to, take on some roles. They'll never be replaced. The caliber of athletes that they are, you're never going to have that. You just hope that they, the ones that you have coming up, that we can kind of mold them into and take over where, they're going to leave off. And I think that's one thing about, our programs there at EBF is, we kind of keep going, we reload, they see what's expected, and they come up to the challenge, and they get better and better, as they go along. So I think these guys have really set a great foundation for, the future of all of our athletes as well.
I'll say tradition never graduates.
That's true, and I actually have a T-shirt one year in volleyball. On the back of it says "Tradition never graduates," because it's like, we've been successful in volleyball for quite a long time. We've kind of got that reputation here in the Southern Iowa, and that's something we'll just keep continuing to do and just keep reloading. And these guys are going to go on to their next adventure in life and be successful in whatever they do. They're those type of people, and they drive for success, and their legacy is going to still be there, and what's expected in all of our sports is still going to be good.
Awesome.
And we thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, no crying.
Yeah.
No crying right now.
But of course, as you guys know, we were talking about this before we went on. EBF always does well in my polls, my weekly polls for Team of the Week, for Athlete of the Week. I mean, the latest athlete for EBF to win, we'll talk about it later on, is Emmett Holohan? Is that how you say his name? Emmett was the latest EBF athlete to win the Athlete of the Week. You guys are always winning Team of the Week as well. So, yeah, you guys obviously have a great support system there in Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont. So, always great to have you guys on the show. I don't know if you're going to be back during softball season, but if not, thanks so much for coming up on the show here a couple of times this year. We'll try to get you on for softball. How about that?
Yeah. And we also, I'd just like to say a shout out to our community and to everybody that supports us and all the ones that are pushing that button for EBF or an EBF kid and things like that, because, these kids work really hard. They're well-deserved, and, they're in contention with all these other kids, not to lessen them either. It's just I think we have really good following, good backing, and they do see the hard work that these kids put in. And we appreciate you, giving us the opportunity as well to, get ourselves out there and to talk about our programs.
Yep. Shine the spotlight on the area kids. That's what we like to do. So, All right. Well, that'll do it for this segment with EBF Girls Track. Thank you guys for getting up on a Saturday morning and coming to Sigourney and hanging out with us for a little bit. We're going to have North Mahaska Girls Track coming up next after our commercial break.
Attention Iowa business owners. Is your business missing sales because you're too busy to follow up? Every missed call or delayed message could be costing you money. At Easy Biz Tech, we help local businesses stay ahead by automating customer follow-up, so no lead gets left behind. Missed a call? Our system texts back instantly. Need personalized outreach? We send automated texts, emails, and even use AI-powered voice agents to connect with your customers 24/7. Stop losing money because of slow follow-up. Contact Easy Biz Tech today, where Iowa businesses win online.
Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. Stop by James Family Greenhouse and Produce in Sigourney. They have a variety of hanging baskets, annuals, shrubs, perennials, trees, mulch, and vegetable plants. Plus, you can spruce up your landscape with yard decor or decorate the inside of your home with home decor. James Family Greenhouse is also a great place to stop in for some gift ideas. You gotta stop in and see it all for yourself. James Family Greenhouse at 701 East Jackson in Sigourney. And be sure to follow their page on Facebook. Find your Iowa dream home with AE Realty in Montezuma. With unparalleled industry knowledge, experience, and local expertise, AE Realty is the Montezuma real estate expert you've been looking for. Whether you're buying or selling, AE Realty can help you get the best deal. You can find AE Realty at 321 East Main Street in Montezuma. Call 641-623-2639 or online at www.aerealtyinc.com.
Looking for more than just a job? Find a career where you make a difference right in your community.
What I appreciate about First Resources is our dedication to innovation, always looking for ways to expand programming and offer greater opportunities for our staff and everyone involved.
First Resources staff are amazing. They're committed and they are motivated and they are fierce advocates to help clients meet their goals.
If you're ready to join a team committed to making a difference, apply online and join us at First Resources.
And we are doing the sports section. We're live at Barn Wired on the south side of the square in Sigourney. Again, 119 East Marion. Stop in for some coffee and some breakfast to get you started on this Saturday morning. All right, we thank EBF Girls Track for being in here a little bit ago, and now we welcome in North Mahaska Girls Track. Jenny, take it away.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So how long a drive visit to here to Sigourney?
About 45 minutes.
That's not too bad. Did you carpool or?
Yep.
So who do you trust to drive?
Coach.
Oh, you all rode with Coach. Okay.
I trust to drive.
Okay, good deal. All right, well, introduce yourselves, and from what I understand, you guys are the 4x8 team?
Yes.
Okay, so how about you introduce yourself, say what grade you are, and what leg you are on the 4x8.
Okay. I'm Abby Van Wielden. I'm a junior at North Mahaska, and I'm the third leg of the 4x8.
I'm Allie Vaseth. I'm a junior as well, and I'm the first leg.
Hi, I'm Amber Knuckle. I'm a junior as well, and I'm the second leg of the 4x8.
I'm Ava Huffman. I'm also a junior, and I'm the last leg of the 4x8.
So that's why she thinks she's special, not getting the dress code, because she's the anchor. Okay, well, at least then it makes it obvious, we know. All right, so tell us a little bit about the season. Are you keep getting faster? And I know track, sometimes your PRs depend on the weather. It's been pretty windy. So just tell us a little bit about your progression as a relay.
I would say we're just like working every day towards getting a faster time. We've been PRing, so that's good, but just continuing to get down to the time we want.
I think about 2 weeks ago we ran at Eddyville twice, and we PR'd both times. We got down to 10:57, which was our PR this season, and then, of course, the weather got rainier and windier, so we haven't been able to get any better than that, but we're happy to break 11 minutes.
I think our times kind of fluctuate just based on, like, weather and, like, the competition stuff, because I know sometimes we struggle with there's teams so far ahead and so far behind that we can't really, like, push ourselves super hard because there's no one to stick with, but it's good to see that our times are getting more consistent and dropping down.
Yeah, like everyone said, I just think we broke 11, and I think it's been hard to get back to that, but I think every practice, every meet, we're just pushing to get back to that and to get even farther down in the 10s. But
okay, since you're 800 runners, how is your practice different than, let's say, the sprinters' practice?
I'd say they work definitely more on block starts and shorter distances, just building up their speed, but we really like to break down our splits and work on our 200 splits, doing 200 repeats, and our 400 splits, doing 400 repeats.
I would say we work more on mileage so we can, like, build that endurance, and we work on, like, more pace work, so.
Okay, let's do the anchor here.
What
what is your strategy running in the 800? I mean, do you go hard? What are you thinking as you're running your 800?
The first 100 meters, I always try to get out as fast as I can and just try if there's a lot of people trying to get boxed in. Especially, I run the open 800, so that's really difficult getting boxed in. But the first 60 meters, we always try to get out and push hard because that's like kind of your free energy that you have. And then for the rest of the first lap, I really just try to stick with that pace and try to push harder if I can. And then the last lap is just, for me, it's completely mental. And I just push as hard as I can. And the last 100, you really got to give it that kick.
I just had a junior high kid the other day. He runs 400s, and nobody wants to run an 800 in junior high. You know how it is. Anyway, he's like, you know what? 400's not even considered long distance.
I know.
I was like, really? An 800's not considered long distance. So and they're like, what? I was like, oh, light bulb. Coach, let's go a little bit about the whole team. Like, how many kids you have out, that sort of thing.
We have about 19 girls out, and we have people in field events. We have people that run long distance. We have people that run short and mid distance. So we are able to kind of span throughout. We aren't able to put together a shuttle hurdle team, but we do have hurdlers. And so that's one of the races that we aren't able to complete, but every other race we have enough kids to get in. And we have such a positive energy. In the past 3 years I've been coaching, it's gotten better each year. It's been so positive, and they get along so well, and they push each other, and they hold each other accountable. And it's such a great thing to see them do. And I mean, track has sometimes a negative connotation about, oh my gosh, who likes to run? Well, you know what? You go out and you get better. And my motto is, if track's not your sport, it gets you better for your favorite sport. So we really try to encourage it, regardless of if it's your sport. Getting out there, maybe it's volleyball, maybe it's softball, getting into conditioned shape. It's really good to help you as an all-around athlete.
Amen, sister. Amen, preach it. Okay, so I do have a story about a 4x8 team.
All right.
When I was in high school, and I had to run the 4x8. Yeah. I ain't got the body type, but I did it because I was a team player.
Yes.
And anyway, we were at Tipton, and it was districts. And whatever, we had gone to the bathroom, and there's this girl, like, in the bathroom, like, crying and bleeding, and we're like, what happened? From Wapello. Anyway, so this was after the 4x8. She'd also already run the 3,000, ran the 4x8, and she didn't have as good a split as her teammates thought she should have. Yeah. They beat her up. Like, they beat her up.
What?
Yes. Like, she was, like, beat up. Oh, so we, took her to our camp, and then, whatever, we're being, nice to her and all that stuff. And she's like, I got to get ready for the 1,500. We're like, you're going to run the 1,500? Black eye.
Oh, man.
Lip was cut. It was just like, she's like, I got to run the 1,500. So whatever, she left and ran the 1,500 and did fine. But it was like, oh, my gosh. So no matter whatever the anchor does, don't beat her up. And I know there's already, that's the point of the story. If one of you has a bad leg, the sun will come up tomorrow. Okay, and don't beat them with the baton either. We've had that happen this year too in the world. So anyway, yeah, it is a grueling race. It's that's to me, that's the toughest. It's at the beginning of the track meet, and not everybody's there cheering you on yet. Yep. And so anyway, and then it kind of gets you loosened up for the rest of the meet, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what other events do you guys do? Let's talk about that real quick.
I also run the D-Med. I do the 200 and maybe the 800 in that too. It depends on the day. And then I run the 4x4. I'm the third leg in that too. And then occasionally I'll run the open 8 with Ava.
So I also run the D-Med, and I run the 400 in it. And then I run the 4x4, so.
I also run the 4x2, and then I'm the first leg of the 4x4, and then occasionally an open 2 or open 8.
I do the open 8 as well, and then I do the 800 leg in the D-Med sometimes.
So 3 800s in
Yes.
me. Atta girl.
Yeah.
So realistically, what are you guys thinking you're going to make state? I mean, or what's the chances, Coach? I mean, what are they going to have to run?
So last year, we had 3 of these girls returned from the last year's team. We do have Allie back on the team this year, but they were very close last year with their time. We had a tough district, but looking at their times, they were really close, and so their goal is definitely to get there. I don't put a ton of pressure on all of that because I personally just want them to all go out and do their best. And I've always told them that the only way I'm going to be disappointed in them is if they walk off the track. The only way is if they don't finish, because I know they all are capable of it. And so I just want, they could go out and run a 5-minute leg. Not ideal, but I just want them, if that's what they can do, then that's what they can do. I want the best for them. But yes, they're pushing for state. They tasted it last year. And so our 4x4 team made it last year. And I put these girls in as alternates because they can run 400s also. And so they got a little taste of it, and so I was really hoping that would push them in their 4x8, knowing that we had 3 returning, and we were able to push past that. So that is a goal, but their PRs are their biggest priorities because that in turn will take them where they need to go.
That's a very coach-like answer. Thank you very much. So what's your mentality before? Because I know when I led off the 4x8, I mean, I was like, should I false start? How much are you gonna pay me if I false start? But I never did. But anywho, what's your mentality going in?
I would say it's like 90% mental. It's a tough mental game, just because it's not a full-on sprint, but it's not like, going so slow. I would say, just like push, like pacing yourself. I don't know. But I would say it's mostly mental. It's a tough mental game, but yeah.
We always pray before every race, so that definitely helps. It brings us together to talk to each other before we run. And we always tell each other before we run, it doesn't matter based on the weather how good or bad we do. We all run this race together. It's not one person's fault. But I agree with Allie. It's 90% mental, 10% physical.
Yes. Like Abby said, we always pray before, and I think that really helps because it's easy to get caught up just in the emotions and getting anxious. And I think that can really take a toll on you throughout your race. If you're anxious, it will mess with you mentally. But I always try to just think I'm very grateful to be in this position where I'm able to go out and do this. So I just need to do my best, and that's all I can do.
Yeah, I definitely get really nervous, especially because it's my first race of the meet. So, but definitely praying, it just kind of takes all that off, and then I'm just feel a little lighter, and then obviously they're still nervous, but I think it almost pushes me, Yes.
There's nothing wrong with being a little nervous. They always say that. So nothing wrong with that means care.
Yes.
Tell us the rest of the schedule. What do you got for the rest of the season?
So on Tuesday we go to Colfax Mingo for conference.
On what day?
Tuesday.
Oh, then we're junior high's next Tuesday at Colfax.
Okay. Yep.
Chick-fil-A on the way home though.
Hey. And so we'll go to Colfax Mingo for that. I hear they have a new track, so we're really excited to see that.
I hear
Hopefully
it's
it'll
nice.
run well, and we'll get some really good times on there. And then Friday we go to Newton. That is a really fun meet. It's a time where I can personally play around with the lineups and gear up for districts, or take what we did at conference and keep tweaking a little bit. So I really like that race. It's an awesome facility also. And then we just go out and have some fun there too. Maybe run a race you don't normally run, and stuff like that. And then we go to Linville-Sully the following week. Monday or Tuesday, I'm not entirely
Is that
sure.
districts?
That is not. It is a meet prior, but our districts are at Linville Sully. So
Okay.
then we go to Sully, then Sully in the same week, which I'm really excited about doing that because it'll be nice to kind of get out at their track. And we have been there previously this year, but in the years past, we haven't been able to make it there. So it's nice to get some familiarity with the track. And again, great facilities. And so it'll be nice to kind of have a little bit of confidence going into districts and then sitting down and just making that lineup as tight as possible and putting people where they need to be. That's my job as a coach.
And you know what? I don't think the average person understands how much thought it goes into making a track lineup. I mean, and even like you might disagree with whatever coach does or whatever, but there's always a reason, and it's always well thought out.
Yes.
And so I just want the moms and dads at home listening that it is not easy, and it is. There's lots of strategy to it.
Yeah. I probably make mine 4 or 5 times before I finalize it, and then I don't send it out typically to them until the day of, usually around lunchtime, because what's done is done.
Yeah.
And you're
I'm
gonna
the
run
coach
it,
and I'm here doing it.
I mean, and I don't like to run it where like, okay, you're gonna do whatever I say. I don't like that, but ultimately it's a team, right? Track is one of those team sports, but also an individual sport. And so I really try to push that, like, okay, this is a time where like you individually might be struggling mentally or something, but like you have a team that needs you. And so that sometimes outweighs the individual portion of that. And so that's something that I also try to push for. And so knowing that going into these lineups, I feel a lot of pressure when I make them. And I really do try to do them to the best of my ability, get everybody in as much as possible and as frequently as possible. Not always possible, but that's always a goal for me.
Well, and I know making a junior high track lineup is, okay, yeah, you could probably be in this individual and win, but you're also going to help these 3 other kids win. So it's like 3 of us, 4 of you win, than just 1. So I think relay, especially at that younger age, is really vital, and strength in numbers. So thank you for all you do, because it is a thankless job. I know that. So thank you guys for being on. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So go fight, win, run faster and left.
Go Warhawks.
Go Warhawks.
All right. Again, we thank Coach Griffin and the girls from the 4x800 team for North Mahaska for, again, getting up early on a Saturday. I'm sure you would much rather have been sleeping in this morning, but you guys have been great guests here on the sports section. Jenny, I know you got to get going. You got to coach some soccer this morning. So we're going to take one more break, and then I'll come back and recap things, show who our athlete of the week is and our team of the week. So stay tuned.
Build it together. Build it with Valley Lumber.
Are you building a new house or maybe wanting to do a remodel? Come check out our showroom at Valley Lumber and Hardware's Eddyville location. Cook kitchen cabinets, masonite interior doors, and more. Not sure what you want? Let us help with the design and layout of your new kitchen or remodel. At Valley Lumber and Hardware, we can help with any room in the house. From lumber for building to shower enclosures, paint, and more. Choose Valley Lumber and Hardware with locations in Eddyville and Albia.
We are always looking for ways to improve, and we do that by embracing new and better technologies.
With each of us having our own areas of expertise, we collaborate together to give you the best care possible.
Striving to give you the best smile, we believe doing things right the first time saves you both time and money.
The mission of Essence of Life Hospice is to provide comprehensive, coordinated care to individuals with life-limiting illnesses and to their families, and to support them in the process of death and bereavement. Our goal is to provide palliative care that addresses the physical, psychological, and spiritual dimensions of service for the terminally ill as an integrated whole. We pride ourselves on providing the highest quality care and are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, visit essencehospice.com.
Stam Garden Center. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
Oski Fassanti Pink is a refreshing, sweet, fizzy pink wine with tropical fruit aromas including pineapple and lychee, followed by the zing of green apple and citrus on the palate. It pairs nicely with desserts and is a great wine for celebrating special events. Oski Fassanti Pink is available at Tassel Ridge Winery and at some of our more than 350 retail outlets in Iowa. If you don't see Oski Fassanti Pink from Tassel Ridge Winery in your favorite store, ask the manager to get it for you.
Hey, we thank all of our sponsors here on Steve Shetler Media. We thank Barnwired here in Sigourney for sponsoring and hosting the sports section every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. You can stop into Barnwired for coffee and breakfast at 119 East Marion in Sigourney. Call 641-622-9912. All right, as promised, let's take a look at our Athlete of the Week. It's sponsored by Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, and as we mentioned earlier when we were talking to the EBF girls track team, EBF wins this a lot, and they won it again this week. EBF boys track star Emmett Holohan with the win this week. So he was voted our Athlete of the Week, sponsored by Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics. Congratulations to Emmett. And then our Kelly Style State Farm Team of the Week is the Lady D's soccer team from Albia. They've been on a roll here recently. So they were voted by our viewers on Steve Shetler Media, our Team of the Week, Kelly Style State Farm Team of the Week. So congratulations to Albia Lady D's Soccer. All right, that'll wrap it up for this week's sports section. Tune in next week. We'll have more area coaches and athletes here on the sports section. We're live at Barnwired.